What the fuck? From beyond. Strength.
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
It's nothing.
That goes without saying. If you can't tell the difference between reality and fiction, then you're in real trouble.
I ran, screamed, broke a pane of glass. You were in the next room and you didn't—
If I hadn't heard a thing, I'd still be in the other room. The door was blocked. I got in as soon as I could. I like to look after my goods.
You mean me?
Don't flatter yourself, sweetheart. I'm talking about the contents of this gallery. And by the way, where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it from what I saw in the ledgers. It was him who sold it to Sanders.
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trick. Now go see your antique seller. I still got things to settle with Irene.
The Nameless Bookstore. Inspect.
Where's the bookseller? An old diary. Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
ما معقولة ما تقدم شيء. كم عندي 8. اوكي 4. ما يهمني صراحة. اوه اوكي. ايوه بشوف المهندس. 2 كويس.
The Book of Zion is the foundational work behind Helena Blavatsky's Theosophical movement. Its followers place truth. What does this strange book contain? This book contains unholy knowledge.
في غرفة هنا. حلو. هذول ما أفهمهم.
What happened here? Let's start over. Where did they break in from? Blood. Seems like amateur work. No sign of struggle. If the burglar smashed this jar, it wasn't intentionally. Was he hurt then? What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What killed all these animals? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins?
شابلا.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe. Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case. Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
تكفى كلامك واجد. معقولة دقيقة. اوكي.
Is everyone on this island taking sleeping pills? What link did he find between Charles Hawkins and an old amulet?
2053. هنجرب. Let me check. دقيقة. الصراحة ماني عارفة دقيقة. المذكرات. مم. The key of if somebody finds mm, okay. In 3 corridors, each hidden where life and study record. اوكي شكله يعني هنا هنحاول ندورهن. Okay.
What a strange amulet. I have a feeling I'd better not touch it.
You already did.
Arkham editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection? Another volume by Arkham Editions. Arkham Editions. Never heard of him. How many volumes are there in this collection?
من جد.
A kind of chalice.
يبوي ما في اللي هنا.
Cylinders that Drake tried to hide. I should perhaps listen to them.
اوكي. اوكي. Hmm. اوكي. الحين لازم اسمع لهم عشان meant to be listened to by using a phonograph. I found it in the nameless bookstore. Okay. وينه؟ أتوقع هنا.
Things are not looking good.
إيه هنا. هنشوف الأول.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
وين الرمز حرفيا؟
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets. And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it. I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
أتوقع يقصد هذه.
The
شيء.
chalice of knowledge.
إيه. أوكي. والله شوي صعب ما فهمت. خلنا نسمع الثاني.
I finally understood that we were only pieces on the chessboard of the gods.
أوكي.
Let those of us who are still standing protect our White Queen from their dark soldiers. I see our number dwindling, and my will strengthens as my apprehension grows. We shall refuse to be the playthings of destiny.
The chalice of knowledge.
This globet seems to made of gold, rare precious stones, do the rubies and سي. طيب أحس له علاقة بس ماني فاهمة.
The chalice of knowledge.
Okay.
The queen has little protection.
يا بوي والله صعب صدق. دقيقة، 1 2 3. أحس 3. اللي بالنص 3. ما أدري، عندي إحساس 3.
And these red drops, like precious stones, lie fixed, set in divine gold. To be the guardian of the Grail does not protect me from its attractions, Henry. And I do confess it.
دقيقة على
The
عدد
chalice of
الحمر.
knowledge.
أحس أتوقع. دقيقة، نبدأ من هذه. 1 2 3 4 5
I am willing to pay to know its secrets.
5. أحس إني بكون ذكية لو سويتها. 5.
Dear friend, I thank you again for the anthology of the works of Arkham editions that you sent me. Volume 9, Azathoth and Other Horrors, seemed particularly relevant to my research. I never tire of browsing through them.
Volume 9. نشوف.
Drake talked about a particular volume.
Yeah.
So these are the volumes that Drake was talking about in his message. What did Drake say about this collection? Drake talked about a particular volume. So these are the volumes that Drake was
خلاص
talking
انت
about in
مرة
his message.
تسولف، اسكت شوي. رقم 9. شو يسمون هذه اللغة؟ والله ما أدري. One X. Okay.
What did Drake say about this collection?
One E. Okay هذه هي. يمكن يقصد 9. Let me see. I'm a genius, okay? I'm a genius. I'm a genius. والله إني ذكية. Oh.
Dr. Colden, this man's condition is deteriorating.
What says Dr. Fuller? It's his patient, after all.
He's busy with Captain Fitzroy. He specifically asked us not to bother him when that's the case.
Oh, of course. I'll see what I can do. Mr. Blake, can you hear me? I'm Dr. Colden. We'll take care of you.
There's nothing we can do. I tried talking to him. He's catatonic.
Did you inject him with a tranquilizer?
No, Doctor. Not me, not anyone. Our stock is empty, yet again.
Again? But there was enough for the whole island.
More and more people are suffering from insomnia. We can't refuse to help.
Of course.
Any idea what this man might be undergoing?
Very well. I'll examine him. "30-year-old subject. Severe hypothermia. Severe malnutrition. Swollen abdomen with traces of petechia. Doesn't seem like an edema. Slight protuberances seem to indicate the presence of a His skin shows abnormal loss of color and seems dried out. He's totally dehydrated. His fingertips and toes seem to feature a slight ring under the skin, tender at the touch.
So, Doctor, an opinion?
I'm not sure I have the necessary knowledge to treat this man.
Don't say that. You're our most worthy doctor after Dr. Fuller.
Some of his symptoms are beyond my comprehension.
What did you find?
Did you examine his abdomen? It would seem there's something...
He hasn't eaten in days. Are you certain it's not an edema?
No. Can't you recognize an edema? Pushing with your finger won't leave a trace. And look...
It's not like he could be pregnant.
Whatever it is, this man has something inside him that shouldn't be there. We should operate on him at once.
Dr. Fuller said not to worry, that the edema would go away by itself.
You know, in spite of the muscle contractions, his arms seem limp.
Yes. They can't have decalcified, not at the...
And yet, if there is a bone in this arm, it's softer than that of a newborn baby. What about his cranium?
It's soft at the touch. It does seem...
Look at these sticky rings growing at his fingertips. What can be happening?
I'm sure you'll find an explanation.
I see signs of hypodermoclysis, but he's still dehydrated. When was his last IV?
He's constantly under perfusion. I've even gone beyond the recommended dose, and you won't believe me, but when we bathed him earlier...
He seemed to feel better?
Yes. Like he needs an aquarium, not a perfusion. But that doesn't explain his condition.
I almost don't believe it myself, but these symptoms are not those usually associated with the human species.
What do you mean? Don't tell me you believe in extraterrestrial.
No. This poor man is from our world, all right. But his body is undergoing unnatural mutation, and this transformation is killing him. His body...
Where could he have gotten such an infection?
I pray that it's not here.
Dr. Colden, may I know what you're doing to my patient?
What I'm doing? How about what you've done to him?
Let us calm down, my dear Marie. I don't appreciate your tone, nor your insinuations. I've done to him what I do to all my patients. Provide him with the best available care.
Your imagination is without limit. It's your homemade drug again, is it not? Those people are not your guinea pigs.
There, there. What have you seen to put you in such a...
I've seen suction cups on his fingers. His falling body temperature. Had I only read the report, you know what I would have concluded, Doctor.
Do I? Tell me anyway.
He's no longer human. These are the attributes of an animal.
Fascinating. An animal, you say? Could you be more...
This amuses you.
Your reaction does. I know your thirst for knowledge, Doc. It's your innocent worries for this man that have you overreacting.
For this man, and the others whose medical files you've been hiding.
I have to protect my discovery. These people owe me their life, but the world isn't ready yet.
I will not let you do this.
You disappoint me, Marie, but I still have hope you'll one day share my point of view. In the meantime, take care of your own patients and try...
Was that a threat? What did he mean?
It was a warning. Dr. Fuller is this institution's founder, and one of our profession's most My word is of no weight against his. If I continue to protest, I will only ruin my reputation.
It's scandalous. Can't we do anything? Is there no evidence of his crime?
Oh, that evidence exists. I need to find the missing medical files.
And where would you find those? In his office?
I'd rather not think about that. I'm counting on your discretion.
Of course, Doctor. You can count on me. I'll keep mum.
This place draws you in and never lets you go. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
It's so unfair.
Elizabeth? You all right? Why is this room in such a state?
Because, as always, I'm cleaning it by myself, and the water was once again shut off this morning. I had to bother Mrs. Donovan again, giving her a new excuse to belittle me.
Do you really need Mrs. Donovan to open a valve? Why not ask the janitor?
I can't make these decisions without her approval. Imagine if there were a leak. Anyhow, the boiler room is locked half the time. So every time the water gets shut off, I have to go and endure her reproach until she's settled the problem.
I see. Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doctor. Everything all right, Dr. Colden?
All is well, Elizabeth, thank you. I was making sure the water wasn't...
Thank God, no. The water's running. I have no...
Courage, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Doc.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. This man, Edward Pierce, his file is incomplete. What did Fuller do to him?
Dr. Colden, we need you at once in dorm...
What is the problem?
Mr. Evans seems to be having trouble with his IV.
I'll see to it right away.
And the family of Mrs. Harding is asking to see her medical file.
I'll never understand why it's so hard to see patients' files around here.
Rules are rules. See, with Dr. Fuller, he's in charge. Anyhow, they're still waiting, and I don't think they'll leave until they get what they want.
Understood.
As a matter of fact, yes. A man has been brought up from the basement.
Oh.
You should go see for yourself. Dr. Colden.
Another insomniac. I should find the cause for such a widespread trouble. What is the boiler room key doing here? The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. The key to the boiler room. Not where I expected to find it. She recently came back from the surgical block. She's stable. Given her file, a nephrectomy would have been inevitable. But he broke his back in an accident down by the docks.
What's wrong with me?
What are you talking about? Yes, it's Dr. Colden.
It's the old whaling
You must rest.
You're right.
Mrs. Sanders? Why did nobody tell me about her admission? Ethan,
Marie,
what are you doing here?
I'm waiting for my medication.
You're not here for treatment.
Am I so obvious?
Only to me.
I trust you. I'm...
Me too, Ethan.
Well, there might be something else.
Tell me.
I have nightmares. It seems stupid, I know, but...
Actually, you're not the only one.
No. No one has ever seen the thing. It's like I'm turning mad.
So many people have... It's like an epidemic.
Do you think it might be...
I don't know yet, but I will figure out. Everyone in Darkwater is suffering from nightmare.
Really?
We don't have any medication.
Oh. There's no excuse then.
Take care, Ethan.
You too, Marie.
Sorry, but nobody can take anything until I finish the inventory.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation.
No, you're pulling my leg. I'm not joking. I saw the schedule. She's alone in the bathroom again.
The doses prescribed by Fuller are far too high.
And she still says nothing to that old witch, Donovan?
Oh, listen to the way you talk, you naughty girl.
We've been waiting to be
And
restocked
the
for
answer
weeks.
is no. You can imagine that she doesn't dare say a thing. That silly goose lets herself be trodden on.
Oh well, at least we won't have to clean for a while.
And just wait and see the next time the water's cut off. It's a real show. Dr. Colden?
Patients and hospital personnel eat the same food. Let's hope I can go through the administration office.
Wait a minute. Where do you think you're going? Dr. Colden.
Mrs. Donovan.
Nobody goes into Dr. Fuller's office. But rest assured, I'll tell him you came by.
That won't be necessary. Thank you.
I will tell him, nonetheless.
She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up.
It's temperamental, if I understand correctly.
What a pest. It's so unfair.
The door to the boiler room is locked. Where did I see that key? Ah, yes. The office in Block B. The key to the boiler room. All I have to do is shut off the water and hope Donovan takes the bait. I can't shut this with my bare hands. I need a tool.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
The operating room is never accessible after an operation. This place draws you in and never lets you. The answers must be hidden in Fuller's office.
Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. Everybody says it. She's a witch, an old hag. I didn't make this up. And I'm the one who pays. What a pest. It's so unfair.
I have little time for you, Doctor. You'll find out that it's not only the doctors who have things to do.
Dr. Fuller always keeps his key with him. I feel guilty about Elizabeth, but I need the diversion.
Dr. Colden, might there be a problem with the water?
I was about to mention it. It seems it's been cut off yet again.
I can't take this, Marie. I feel I'm gonna burst.
It's not your fault if we have defective plumbing.
And yet, I'm the one who gets punished because I'm gonna have to square off with that annoying old witch. Courage, Elizabeth. Here we go. And hold your tongue this time. Mrs. Donovan?
I'm busy. Elizabeth, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am. But it's about the water.
What now?
It's off. It's not my fault.
Nothing is ever...
At last. The missing files must be hidden here. The Stendhal syndrome. Of course. This is where Fuller found his diagnosis for Francis Sanders. I should go another way. I should go another way. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. Something is wrong with these masts. It's some sort of puzzle. I've unlocked something. Patient files. I was right.
Conclusions. Session number 17. Patient? Sarah Hawkins. The patient appears to have finally accepted the illusory nature of what she calls the mythos.
Why is Ethan on medication? Why does Dr. Fuller write psychological reports about Sarah Hawkins?
At first, I presumed that her blood was the key. But I found nothing to explain Mrs. Hawkins' abilities.
This finger belonged to a woman. Why keep it here? The poor souls downstairs are not Fuller's only subjects.
Then James came, irate that Charles was keeping secrets from him. I presume that he will try to break into the basement sooner or later. I am prepared.
Hawkins, Fitzroy, and Fuller. What is the connection between these three?
It is fortunate that I had the presence of mind to set the morgue in the basement. When all the fuss about the Hawkins incident finally comes to an end, I will dispose of her belongings. In the meantime, they must remain hidden in plain sight.
Of course. Sarah Hawkins is the connection. I must go back to the basement.
Ah, now that's the Marie that I know. I knew I could count on your scientific curiosity. It's time to show you what you were so eager to discover.
If you're gonna shoot me, at least have the decency to look me in the eyes.
Turn around.